Hey guys, and welcome to episode 4 of my From the Island series. In this series we take the items from Tutorial Island and go to GE and see what we can flip from the items which we were given. So, as you saw on the first trade screen, we have now got a GP value of about 180k. So what we did from the last episode is start to move into clue scroll items. So in this episode we're going to continue that with the blue skirt trimmed and the monk's robe bottom trimmed, and with that we'll try and keep a normal flip alongside it. So it'll either be the blue skirt or the monk's robe bottom normal, and with this we can keep those two treasure item flips going and still make some small GP with small input from the other item. So going through my trade history, this just shows what we've been doing. I've been using the mobile app at times, so sometimes you'll see a jump in GP, but I'll always try and show my trade history just to show that I am making the trades. You'll also see a few random items in this as well, and that's because I like to test different items for different margins, and I also like to test the margins for the items I'm flipping as well, just to make sure that I've got the right sorts of offers in to both buy and sell. That's why I'd like to try and bring a different variety of items, but currently what we're currently doing with the blue skirts and the monk robes are working so well for where I am at this time that I have to keep going with them. So in a minute we buy the items in either sets of 3 or 4, and that's because that's all we can afford, but hopefully by the end of this episode we have that much GP we can start extending that to be able to buy in bigger bulk amounts and make more GP in the process. So our standard normal flips weren't actually working that well, so what we're actually going to try and do, we found a decent flip in the studded body T, and we're going to see how that performs. So we managed to sell some blue skirts and some monk skirts, and we've bought our first studded body T. So the flip for this was looking about 4k, which actually outperforms the monk's robe, but I don't think it outperforms the wizard robe. So we bought one, and we're just going to try and see how it does in terms of how quick it can flip and if it does actually pull off the 4k we're looking for. So we're going to put offers back in for the blue skirt and monk bottoms, because again they are working so well for us, and we'll just see if that studded body T does manage to sell decently. If it does, it means we've found another item which we can rotate between the others, and if we get the GP stack which we sort of are looking for, we can just add it on and just go for 3 treasure trial items instead of going for the normal flips we were looking at. And hopefully this way, 3 higher end items with bigger flip margins will just make more cash for us in the end. So that's all our offers in. We're going for the 3 treasure trial items, and we'll see how we get on. Hopefully we can manage to pull a decent margin on all 3, and we'll go from there. So as you can see from the trade messages and the trade offers, it's been a little bit of a while. And we've also bought quite a few studded bodies. In the spare time I do use the app, so that's why we've actually made a few more trades. And the studded body T has actually worked really well for us. We were pulling actually nearly a 5k margin from the buys, so we are actually making more money off the studded body than from some of the other 2 items. And that's why it's so important to keep trying other items and just see what it can pull from. You can go through all the trimmed items as well. They do vary in price, but the lower ones do seem to trade quite quick. The key thing between all these 3 items which I trade in is that they are used in PKing. They are used for pures and they are used for risk fights as well. They also are used to sort of initiate that they are worth a lot of GP, when really they aren't. So again, we've selling the monk's robes and the blue skirts. Now these actually sold for a higher price than I originally put the offers in for. So what I do with that is I take the offers out, look for what we bought for, and then put them back in for that price. So we can always make a little bit more money from that. So all my offers are in to buy and sell, and as you can see, it's 170k in the GE and 112k in the invo. So we are approaching 300k, which, considering sort of previous episodes we were under the 100k mark, we are moving quick. So the last monk's robe actually sold. I was logging in quite a few times just to check on it, because I'd rather get the offer in sooner rather than later to buy, just so when I've logged to go to work I can make sure that stuff buying it as well. So we're going to go in for 8 Monk Robe bottoms and see how that goes. So the studded bodies have sold and we've actually picked up some more. We're going to put them back in and see how well they go on in selling. Hopefully I can still maintain that margin for as long as I can. So logging back in, most of those studded bodies have sold and we've also picked up some other items. So we've got 7 blue skirts there, but we already have 2 in the info, and we've also picked up a couple of Monk's Robes as well. So we'll put them blue skirts into sell. Again, we're holding the margin so well at the minute that it's just worth cycling through. These blue skirts are still going to be about a 4k margin, so we're going to get about 36k flip for this, which doesn't sound a lot, but when you work out that you're dealing with about 360k cash stack, to make sort of 10% of your total value just in those 9 skirts is not bad at all. So just due to time, and we can always sell them later on, we're going to pick up some more studded body tees, just because there was going to be a period where I was going to be away for a while, so may as well have the offers in to buy, and then yep, we'll see what happens with them. My trade history is just a spam of 3 items, and all that is buying and selling. We've got to the point now where we don't really need to check margins, because it seems where we're setting our margins seems to be what we're selling for. With the Monk's Robe bottom especially, I've always tried to keep pushing that margin up, even if it's only a couple of 100 GP at a time. We've gone from originally selling at the bottom end of 17k to sort of selling mid 18k now, which it doesn't sound a lot, but when you're doing so many flips throughout the week, it does really add up. So we're going to put another buy offer in again for some blue skirts. It is quite mad to think that now we're buying 12 to 15 pieces at a time, rather than just flipping the 1 or 2 which we were in previous episodes. These studded bodies, we're going to put a big sell offer in now of 16 of them, and hopefully they can sell, and we'll see where we go from there. So with all them items to sell, the GE value is 653k, and we've also got 67k in the info, and that means we're now over the 700k mark, which again, considering where we've come from in the previous episodes, is massive, and we're moving so quick now with these treasure trial items, which hopefully we can get towards that bond as soon as possible. The 8 GE slots will be so nice, and we'll be able to do so much more, and we won't be as limited. So we'll see where we go in the next episode, see how quickly we can progress, and that means this is the end of this episode. If you have liked, please leave a like and a comment. All the comments I'll try to respond to. I do like any feedback or any suggestions of items which will work really well for you, which you could possibly bring into the series. But yeah, that's everything guys, and please like the video if you did enjoy, and we'll see you in the next one.